was that? What the hell was that?
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sin City Crypto. We're coming at you today live from Global Studios here in Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Carl, I'm your producer and one of your co-hosts, and I'm here today with my good friends David and Robin. We've got some exciting crypto content coming your way, but before we get started, a small disclaimer. We are not financial experts. Anything that we happen to say during the course of this video should not be taken as financial advice. Please do your own research before investing. With that out of the way, let's meet our hosts. Hi, Robin.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, welcome to the party. A little bit about us here. We do live streams, do deep dives. This is our live stream. Check out our deep dives. Also, we're entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel here. We take the old, boring, stale information, package it up in a fun, sexy way as well.
How sexy?
Kind of like your favorite host here, Big Rob. Now, also, want to give a shout out to our media partners, Global. They do broadcast us out to not just YouTube, but other channels as well. Off to you, David.
What's up? I think that's going to be my new thing. I kind of like it. I'm digging it. Makes me want a Bud Light, though. It's kind of weird. Welcome back, Crypto Fam. It's David here. Just wanted to thank you guys for joining us today on another live episode. If you like the content, help us out. Like it, comment, give us your feedback. Also, help us out by subscribing. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications so you know when we're going live and when we're doing our deep dives. Let's not waste any time. Carl, what do we got?
All right, guys. For today, we're going to start with a few different segments. And to start us off,
It's hot.
How does my feet right now?
That's called athlete's foot.
there's a lot of crypto projects that are popping up every single day. And so I want to ask my guest today, what is the most important factor for the success, the long-term success of a crypto project?
Okay.
What do you think, fellas? Who wants to take the lead?
Obviously, I'm a very outgoing person, a very friendly person. So for me, it's community. Definitely. Without community, your project is nothing. If people don't buy into it, it has no value. It'll never grow. So for me, if I'm looking for successful crypto projects, I am looking for big communities, big followings on Instagram, big followings on Twitter, LinkedIn profiles, got all kinds of hits on it. You know, that's
You say LinkedIn profile?
yeah. Well, I mean, look at Doge and Shiba Inu as an example. Literally, both broke the top 10 simply by community. The damn project doesn't do crap. It has no functionality. It has no real future. It brings nothing to the financial institution, but yet it is in the top 10, or at least has been in the top 10, simply and solely because of the community adoption, because people are behind it, because people believe in it, and people, most importantly, will put their money into something stupid. So
What about when you have something like Ethereum where the community's pissed because the gas fees are high, but still pumping? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's not, community is not the sole factor for success.
Do you think it's the biggest?
I think for me, it's the most important. You could have the most amazing project, you can have the most amazing protocol, but if people don't sign up, people don't believe in it, people don't get behind it, if people don't tell their coworkers like, hey, this project, blah, 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 they do this. If you're missing that, it'll never get off the ground. Simple as that.
Okay, fair enough. My answer is very simple. It reigns true for crypto projects, just anything business related in general. It's marketing. If you have a badass killer project or coin or whatever, if no one knows about it, nothing's going to happen. You can make the best freaking baklava ice cream ever, but if no one knows that you have the best
ice cream,
baklava ice cream, bro,
that
it's
sounds nasty.
fire. Okay, so there's this restaurant up the street, one of my friend's brothers owns. It's called Meraki, and they have the best baklava ice cream. Anyways, my point
But
is,
the best part of baklava is the crunch. If you put it in the
Yeah,
ice
but-
cream, it becomes a soggy.
Doesn't
So
become
essentially,
soggy.
you're just taking honey. You're making honey flavored ice cream
no, it's not.
with pistachios in
It's
there.
still crunchy.
Get out of here, bro.
I'm just saying, if no one knows you make the best baklava ice cream, there's no freaking point. You're not going to make any money. Now, with crypto projects, a lot of them come out. They have a set amount of marketing, but not all of them follow through with it, right? It's hard when you get that initial pump on your project. It's hard to look at your account and see millions of dollars and just think, hey, I can either keep going on with this, putting more money in it, trying to make it successful, or I can literally just pull my money out, not spend another dime, and just be a millionaire. So marketing, are you committed to it? Are you doing social media marketing? Are you educating your prospective users, the people that are going to be using, that are already using your project or your protocol? Are you educating them? Are you letting the masses know that you're out there, you're available? Marketing is the most important thing for a project success long term.
You know, if you're curious on what my favorite ice cream is,
We're not, so just stop.
okay, so my favorite ice cream is just like my undies, Rocky Road, baby.
What the hell?
So, you know what I'm saying?
You're disgusting, bro.
Chocolate crunch. Oh man, so good.
You're sick. That is the most disgusting thing you've ever said. All right.
So I'd like to thank our host for very insightful comments for our first take. We're going to move on to the next segment we like to refer to as the talking points. So we're going to go over a few articles to start us off. Wells Fargo and HSBC to use blockchain to settle Forex transactions. Hosts, what do you think?
Didn't Wells Fargo like get shut down or something because they had a scandal? What are they doing? We don't need you in blockchain, man. Leave.
Wells Fargo, not Wells Embargo.
Yeah.
Wells embargo.
Well, they can't manipulate blockchain, so this might be a good thing. Go ahead, Rob. Lead us off.
So this is on the wall. It's writing. It's here. It's coming. Everybody knows it. And eventually the banks can turn their back on blockchain and the technology. But let's be real. Faster, more transparent, more efficient, cheaper. Big business is going to save money. They're going to cut corners. It's just natural economics. If you spend millions of dollars having a separate company run your ledger, run your transactions, and it is maybe not even it's not even fast and efficient, or at least not where you want it to be. If you look at a protocol or, blockchain technology, and you're like, hey, we can do this cheaper, faster, everything I just said, why not integrate it? It's gonna be market adoption by just straight fundamentals, and it makes sense. And so for me, that's what XRP does. Or that's their whole stigma, or their business model is to bring in banks, make them communicate to each other, and it works. And obviously they're the first of many. Anyways, HSBC, let this sink in for people that aren't from Europe or don't have connections. One of the freaking biggest banks in the world. I mean,
Yeah.
they're huge.
It's
I
insane.
mean, Wells Fargo's pretty damn big too, but they're small potatoes compared to HSBC. So, with that said, this is huge. I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. Basically, two of the biggest banks in the world communicating and sending their international payments via stable coins through a blockchain network. They basically abandoned the old infrastructure. They're like, hey, obviously what we're doing here, that's just old and stale. Let's do it faster and cheaper. It just basically pushes the narrative. Blockchain's here to stay. And this is one of the first banking dominoes to fall down. More to come. Eventually, people that don't get on board with blockchain are going to get left behind.
I'm extremely shocked that two banks of this magnitude are working together. That's not kind of weird. But this is what crypto and blockchain can do for you guys. It brings people together. Right, Robin?
Yeah. Do you sound like you need a hug, my dude.
I need a hug.
No, so I'm reading this directly from the article. It says, the opportunity builds on HSBC's FX Everywhere platform, which has transacted over 3 million intrabank trades worth over $2.5 trillion since 2018. So $2.5 trillion has been circulating.
How much a percentage of that $2.5 trillion you think go to fees and outside agencies to run ledgers and verify that the transaction is going through?
A lot. Now here's the question. What are they going to do with all that money they're saving?
Oh, it's gonna go into bonuses for the CEOs. Yeah, they ain't passing
I was hoping
that.
you said we were going to get our $15 back on our
Dude,
fee we pay on our savings account.
No, they're not going to pass the savings down to the average consumer and their guests. It goes against what the banks stand for.
Yeah.
Basically, maximize profit. And if there's a way to get a little bit more profit out of one sector, it just goes to bonuses.
Well, and now they
For
won't
the-
be able to
for the
fudge
CEO,
the
so.
numbers because everything is public ledger, public data available. Can't touch it. Can't alter it.
Not everything. There are some projects that don't have public blockchains. So
Well, this one is going to be so.
yeah.
Right.
Well, I think you have to have transparency with when it comes to banking data.
You would figure.
However, you do need a layer of privacy. So, you got to keep that in mind. You do have to adopt a protocol that one, the transactions are visible. However, personal data, not so much.
visible.
So,
All right, fellas, moving on. We'll talk about Nike purchases an NFT startup called the Artifact.
Is that how you pronounce it? I was just like RTFKT.
so let me show you my Nikes I got on right here.
Did you
so,
take your shoes off?
no, I actually have an extra pair of shoes down here.
Smells.
Would you like to buy those in your metaverse and put them in your house?
This is such a cool article. So, I mean, when you look at the Nike, obviously, we know they're the front runners when it comes to apparel for your shoes. They are a massive company. Now, they are very forward thinking. They're very progressive. So it doesn't surprise me that they're ahead of the game on NFT as far as competitors in the crypto space. So I do think it's a very, very big market that is yet to be capitalized on as far as selling digital merchandise. Now, the company that they partnered with has, look at that shoe, man. So the company they partnered with already has an established NFT line where they take your NFT and they make custom shoes out of that. So with Nike basically buying this, now they can do the same thing. So now you can get your NFT printed, customized onto Nike shoe. Now they haven't rolled out their market plan as far as how they're going to do it, but I could only imagine that if you have an NFT, you go to Nike, you pick a shoe style that you like, and then you customize it with your own NFT. It's pretty badass. I mean, think about it. If you minted an NFT, like
You know why you're such a good co-host, bro?
why is that?
Because as you're talking, I'm pulling up something that I'm going to ask Carl to show, and you're literally providing the absolute perfect segue to what I'm going to talk about.
Did you say I'm an amazing co-host?
No, I said you're a good co-host.
Did you say? I
didn't say
heard
amazing. Those
that
words did not
your
come out of my
boy
mouth.
right here, Big Rob,
Stop
is an
putting words
amazing
in my mouth.
co-host. So, anyways,
Stop putting words in my mouth.
no, he's just really cool. And then the possibilities are endless. So let's just say you say you have your own NFT line. Say you create your own NFTs. Now you can have that printed on a Nike shoe. I would imagine. Now I don't know if they'll have that functionality, but I don't see why they wouldn't. And if you're an artist, then you can design your own Nikes. That's pretty cool, huh?
Carl, can you pull up my computer? Okay. This is a brand new NFT project that launched 2 days ago. CloneX. You can see on the bottom here
Artifact.
by Artifact, okay? I want you to look at the volume traded in 2 days. 28,000 Ethereum in 2 days. This broke every single NFT record ever created. I mean, 6.35 Ethereum, they were getting minted for right around 0.08.
Why isn't this an article on its own?
This shows you what, when big brands jump into our space, what it can do. Nike just bought Artifact and they launched an NFT line, and look at this, man. The numbers are absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. 6.3, I mean, every single 28,000 volume traded is more than like 90% have done lifetime in 2 days. Done.
That's cool. What kind of NFTs are those?
They're called CloneX. They're avatars essentially.
Is that the concept? Is that you can use that in the metaverse? Is that?
That I'm not sure. I haven't done any research, but this article kind of came up last minute, so I decided to do some research.
That looks
Very
like
cool.
some juicy content there.
Man,
So
it's super cool,
expect
man.
a deep
Very
dive.
cool.
Expect a deep dive on this.
Yeah,
project.
I mean, the
You should.
artwork is amazing. I mean, look at this, man. Oh, this is amazing. Nike, good job. Whoever minted these,
You Gucci. That guy looks like Raiden from Mortal Kombat there.
this guy, yeah, that's badass. I like it. All right, I'm done with my computer.
All right, moving on to the next article. The Doge father is back at it again.
Oh,
Tesla is going to start accepting Dogecoin for some merchandise.
So,
Just
Carl, would you remind the audience what happened when he came out and tweeted and this news came out? What happened to the price of Doge?
Oh, it's soared.
Okay, and then what did we talk about yesterday?
Who was the most influential person in all of crypto?
And did anyone on set say Elon Musk?
I'll have to look back at my notes, but I think there was a co-host that
Yeah,
mentioned
and
it.
who was that? Was that Big Rob or
David.
Yes. I said yesterday, this guy is the most influential person in our space. The man tweets about Doge, says Tesla's going to accept Doge.
You keep it up, you might be wearing a wizard outfit.
Nah, I'm good on that.
hey man, I
20%.
I wholeheartedly believe David has a poster of Elon Musk
What?
in his room.
I got his cologne.
And
Musk by Musk.
or the background to his desktop is Elon Musk as well.
And I got his cologne. It's called Musk by Musk.
Well, then that would explain
That's
a lot of the morning turmoil when you come in here. 'Cause your boy have motion sickness. I'm just throwing that
You're
out
so
there.
stupid.
So,
Yeah, man. The price pumped 26%, got all the way up to like almost 21 cents when this news broke.
can somebody put a muzzle on Elon Musk? 'Cause
Why?
It's absolutely absurd.
Yeah, he does
that-
go kind of. He's
Yeah,
kind of.
he's
very
not.
unpredictable.
Okay, basically, he says he's not gonna accept Bitcoin because of environmental concerns, but yet he pumps a poo-poo coin. Now, it's like your fundamentals are all
But
backwards.
they're
my
not
dude.
environmentally bad.
But he is
Poo-poo coin.
speaking to his community, isn't he?
Yeah, it's okay.
His people.
You know what's funny is that all the environmental credits that they get from the government, issued because of their green, they end up selling to companies that have too much pollution. So basically, they're like, okay, here's a pat on the back for being green, and then what do? They take the credits and they sell them to overly polluting companies to make sure that they're they don't get fined from government and regulations. So very hypocritical. And then you turn around and you say, hey, this isn't good for the environment, but yet you're selling your credits to companies that overpollute
Let me
to
ask
make
this,
money. So
Let me ask this question. So he said they'll make some merchandise available to be paid with Doge. Do you see? Can you see the ability to buy a Tesla with Dogecoin?
how much Doge? Who the hell has that much Doge? First of all,
700 trillion Doge. Well, there is an unlimited unlimited supply. So
it's just, you know what? It happens to be very coincidental that he gets named Time Magazine's Man of the Year. And then literally within 10 hours, he announces that they're accepting Doge.
you think it was planned?
I don't believe in coincidences. Maybe things do happen sometimes. However, this man right here, everything is very methodical. He knew he was going to be Time Magazine's Man of the Year. They don't just drop that. You don't just all of a sudden get your face printed on a magazine and you're like, oh, I didn't know that was coming. He knew that was coming. And you know what? He's been sitting on this freaking Doge information for a while. It's not like he just woke up this morning was like, so, he's over here brainstorming. He's like,
So
all right.
did he betray the community?
No,
He should have given him a heads up.
He's a little diva. That's all it is. He's a diva. He wants attention. He wants a spotlight. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wait till I get Time Magazine. I'm gonna drop this Doge news, and then I'm just gonna bang the market, bro. That's what he did.
Bang the market.
That's right.
Okay.
Bang bang.
We'll see.
Our next article talks about the Bank of England warns crypto could pose threat to the financial system.
No way.
More FUD?
No way. That's the whole point. That's the whole freaking point. The system's broken. We're trying to fix it here, guys. Get on board. Jesus Christ.
I highlighted from the deputy bank governor in quotes that he just says, I think. And I think that's the point here, is that they think that they don't really know. They're trying to navigate. They're trying to move about the space as best they can. But either they play ball or they're going to become irrelevant.
The message the banks are trying to send here is that crypto's bad. It's volatile, all this. But what they're really saying is the banks are scared. Obviously, crypto's here to take over, and this is just their narrative to, just to scare the market.
Keep their traditional system in place as long as they possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
It's like working in a department that it's like being working at Walgreens, doing the photography stuff.
you worked at Walgreens?
No, I didn't work at Walgreens, but let's just say it is 2004. You're working at Walgreens in the photography section. You went to college for it, but you see the digital cameras are starting to take over, and you're like, "Hey, my job's important here, guys. Like, you're not gonna replace me. You don't need those digital cameras. They're stupid. They pose a risk. You might lose your memory card. Like
2 hours later.
And now these banks are saying the same thing. They're like, hey, crypto's bad. Doesn't you shouldn't invest in it. They're about to lose their stronghold. They're about to lose their market cap. They're about to lose the savings accounts. They're about to lose cross-border payment profitability that they get for making people use their banking system to send their loved ones money.
And
they're about to lose all of that. And this is just them grasping at straws. They're grasping at the walls before they fall.
How are they grasping?
Like this.
Are they
Scratching. They're scratching.
You got to close your eyes because I feel like they're doing it with their eyes closed.
Okay. What if I blindfold myself?
No, we should blindfold us so we don't have to look at you.
I got no. I am the most handsome man. Stereo 2 in the chat. He also agrees.
No, you're such a liar. You're such a liar, dude. Nice try, bro. Manipulate our audience.
Hey, I'm just telling you how it is, my dude.
Yeah.
Your boy. Hold on. Your boy looking sweet.
So do you think it's just gonna hit them like a freaking high-speed train when it's here because they keep trying to push it back and push false FUD and try to get people to get away from blockchain to stick to the traditional financial system?
The adoption of new technology has never been fast in the history of technology. Internet, digital movies, MP3s, all of it slowly but surely starts to replace it. And that's it. This is no different. Slowly but surely, one by one, the dominoes will fall.
They're going to fall hard.
Yeah. And it's just been repeated time over time. People are like, well, I'm never going to cancel my newspaper subscription. Why the hell would you buy a newspaper at this point in time? I'm never going to cancel I'm never going to stop using mail. I'm going to always write checks. Like, get out of here, bro. One by one, the dominoes fall.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time.
All right, fellas. Thanks for some excellent commentary on the biggest talking points of the day. Let's move into our next segment we like to refer to as the market analysis.
Market analysis. All right, guys. So we've kind of revamped our market analysis here. I know in the beginning, during the inception of our show, we said we're not going to do any technical analysis. We kind of pivoted a little bit. We're not going to get into drawing stuff on charts or looking at certain patterns or this and that, but we are going to give you some basic fundamental technical analysis. But I want to first start with an overview of the market if you want to pull up my computer. So, yeah. Everything's in the red. Well, kind of starting to turn a little bit on the Solana. Bitcoin sitting at 46.9. $34 billion in volume traded in the last 24 hours. It's kind of going sideways. We talked about support being at 47,000 yesterday. Still holding pretty strong. Kind of trading a little underneath it. Ethereum under $4,000. Starting to turn. Looks like it's starting to turn green a little bit here. Tether. Robin, what are your thoughts on Tether sitting at $1, man? It's just not moving lately.
It is one of my favorite projects. It is pegged to something I have a lot of, dollars. You know what I'm saying? Nah. So with the market, just market overview. Some of the wind is out of the sails in crypto.
Yeah.
And it's not that people are running for the hills or people are basically cashing out. Obviously, we're in a bearish trend. However, a lot of it has to do with some of the hype has died down. And I don't see as many people talking about crypto as much as maybe a year ago.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's people that aren't normally in this space, newcomers to crypto. I think they've looked into it, but they're not interested. They're not on our channel watching our YouTube videos. They're not out there searching for content. At some point when you don't hear anything about Bitcoin, but you're like, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, Bitcoin went up 300%. Like, wow, like what's going on here? Maybe this is something I should pay attention to. You look into it, then maybe like, oh, maybe I can invest here. But now that's
Trading
starting to
sideways.
fizzle, man. And until it has utility on an everyday base to the masses, this is going to happen. It's going to be interest and basic like FOMO, but then it's not going to have the staying power until people are using it on a day-to-day basis. When you're, instead of using Zelle, you're freaking sending somebody wallet-to-wallet payments or transactions or sending it that way, or until you're using NFTs in a real-world way where you're actually like have your NFTs on your social accounts, whether it be in a metaverse. So
There's a narrative going on right now that people just don't have the disposable income to be putting into risky assets like crypto. So I think part of it can be once that stigma of, oh, crypto is too risky or it's not a good investment, it's not safe. I think once that stigma is gone,
well,
people
also
will start not like they're not just going to put everything in their 401k or the stock market or the S&P 500.
The stock market's not doing as good as it was a year ago. Basically, there was
kind of down.
Yeah,
I think the inflation kind of scared people.
There was the 6.8. So the Feds basically said they had inflation's at 6.8, the CPI, which is over 3 times what they deem as acceptable. And that number in itself is probably shorter than the actual number. Not even probably, it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, inflation is probably around 10 to 20%. Now, it just depends on what basket of assets that you put your money into, or basically where you're spending your money. As Michael Saylor always references, if you're a college dropout, the cost of inflation doesn't hit you as hard because you're surviving off of fast food and Netflix, so your inflation is not as high. But if you're a big player on Wall Street, basically the prices of cars, of expensive real estate, fine art, those have exponentially increased. However, inflation out of control. Don't forget about Evergrande too. Evergrande is the number one housing developer in China. China's number one investments are, for the average citizen, is in real estate. So in comparison to the US, where we put all of our money in mutual funds, the Chinese Chinese citizens, their number one investment rail is in the housing market.
Real estate.
Yeah. So you're basically defaulting on the number one asset and the number two economy,
which you think is bringing the crypto market down.
Yeah, it brought everything down.
Yeah.
It brought down the stock market, and I think this is just a trickle effect. I think it's going to get worse as far as the global markets in the traditional sense. It'll be good for crypto in the long run with inflation, but that's not going to translate anytime soon because people are hurting right now, and there's not a lot of money to go around. So.
Get rid of that stigma, guys. Stop stuffing all your money in your 401ks and start dispersing some of it into crypto. Not financial advice. Now, Cardano sitting at $1.24. I know the community is huge and strong, but I think people are starting to get a little impatient. You guys got to understand, they're not just some typical layer one that's just trying to launch and drive the price up. Charles Hoskinson has a grand vision to put entire governments on their blockchain to run more sufficiently. It's gonna take time. They're doing it the right way so they don't have to go through what Ethereum's going through, being so bogged down they have to change their entire protocol from proof of work to proof of stake. Give it some time.
Market adoption.
Yes.
That's what's lacking there.
And
market
it doesn't happen overnight, my friends.
When I say market, they have a big community. It's not about that, but market adoption as far as utility. And what's the number one utility for all platforms right now in the leading platforms? It's DEXs. It's the exchange of tokens from one to another. And Cardano just doesn't have that running at the moment. They have smart contracts running. But anyways,
DEXs.
Sunday Swap had their test net last weekend. So they're about to roll out. So I am looking very bullish on Cardano. I think once Sunday Swap gets running, people can start transacting. There's going to be native
Ethereum bridge
Yeah,
went live as well. So,
dude, it's
coming, guys. You
Yeah.
just
it's coming.
be patient. It's coming. If
But
you believe in the project.
Definitely long-term hold.
Yes.
Definitely long-term hold. Definitely not
What's your-
something I'm going to
When you say long term, are you saying 2 years, 3 years, 10 years?
I would say
My long
2
term
years,
is
2 years plus.
I was gonna say mine is
So-
3 years plus. So never invest in something that you don't believe in long term. It's really hard to day trade in crypto. I've tried. It's extremely hard. You're gonna lose your ass, and on top of that, you're gonna have to keep track of all your trades and pay taxes, and you're gonna get raped. So moving on to Doge, back in the top 10. It's up 16% on the day at right around 18 cents. Volume is 6.4 billion. Avalanche staying around the $80. We talked about Avalanche having strong support at 80, kind of hovering right around there. We're actually going to get into some metrics on Avalanche here in a few minutes. Polygon, $1.82. I would still fold it like I did last week. Tron literally doing nothing. We did a deep dive on Algorand. It's up on our channel. Go ahead and watch that. Been
David.
trading sideways.
David, do you like the white background on the CoinMarketCap? Because that thing, it hurts my eyes. You know, your boy half vampire, and it's just too much light for a brother.
You know what? I'll take it into consideration for tomorrow, and I'll swap it out for you.
In the chat, if you like the appearance of the all white background, or you like the dark mode, aka Robin's favorite, put Big Rob in the chat if you like the dark mode. Put David not so much in the chat if you like the white mode.
Big Rob, David, not so much. Okay. All right, Robin, anything else you want to cover on the market overall before I get into some TA?
Not really.
No?
I think the markets are down. Blood in the streets. But you know what?
Blood in the
It's coming back,
water.
baby. It's coming back. $70,000 Bitcoin by Christmas. Big parabolic pump.
Bro.
We're just waiting for some big news.
Your
Grayscale
segues?
passing an ETF, the spot ETF, Grayscale. When that
okay.
comes down,
Okay.
everything's going to rise up.
Okay. I was literally getting ready to give you a compliment, but you can't shut your yap. Thanks for the segue into Bitcoin. So here I
Stereo
have.
2 says dark mode. Stereo 2 says dark mode.
Yeah, well, here you go, dark mode. There you go, guys, dark mode. You freaking happy? Jesus Christ. Now, I pulled up the one-day chart on Bitcoin here. I'm using TradingView, which is my favorite app to use. Now, the most important thing with technical analysis, my friends, is nothing is ever for certain. You'll get signals. You'll get things that look like something's going to happen, and it'll literally do the opposite. So always proceed with caution. Nothing is finite, okay? Now, Bitcoin, fear and greed index is currently 21, which is extreme fear. People are scared. I don't understand the narrative of, oh, it can go to zero, it's still around. It's not going to go to zero, okay? Support still holding strong at 47,000. You have your resistance. First resistance is going to be 50. The second is 59. We can see.
Sure, it's not going to go to zero.
If Bitcoin goes to zero, I will quit this show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
cool.
On the bottom here, the purple line, you see I have the RSI, which is the relative strength index. It measures oversold and overbought. Anything above the dotted line here, over 70 is going to be considered overbought. Typically a good time to sell. Anything under the second white dotted line on the bottom, under 30 is considered oversold.
Would you
Which is
hate
typically a
me?
good time to
Would
buy.
you hate me if I said it's hard to see the RSI in dark mode?
You are unbelievable, man. I cannot stand you right now. Now, candles, okay? There's different ways you can look at charts. My favorite way is to look at candles. The most important thing when you're looking at charts and candles, each candle represents one day in this scenario. And the candle formations should tell you what the sentiment of the market is. When you have here in the center here, this is what's called a real body, okay? On the bottom, you have wicks towards the top and towards the bottom. The lower wicks is going to be the low. The higher wicks is going to be the high. So you look here, a pattern I'm seeing here is, so this is the day chart here. So if you're looking at this one right here, the green candle, the very last one, depending on how the day closes, this is either going to be a gravestone doji, which typically means uncertainty in the market, or a bullish one would be an inverted hammer, which is typically a reversal signal. We're looking at a downtrend right now. You can see here, Bitcoin kind of went up, came back down, broke its all-time high, and it's been in a downtrend ever since. Now, a cool indicator I like to use.
But you see what I notice here on this chart is that look like we're trading sideways. So we had lower lows, lower highs
This
going
is a downtrend, my
into
friend.
No. Well, look at the last 7 days. If this is the daily chart, basically,
Since December 5th, yeah, we're trading
yeah,
sideways.
we're trading sideways. So we were in a downwards trend for what looks like 3 weeks there, or 2 weeks. Now we're trading sideways. So when Bitcoin traded sideways, good for the alts, but it is an indicator that you're gonna either move up or down. So hopefully we go up here, but I think it's what you need for a shift in the market trend. So if you want to go from bearish to bullish, you have to trade sideways for a little while. So really good indicator for me there on that.
I'll tell you this. If that last green candle turns into an inverted hammer, if it stays like this on close and the volume is there, this should be a trend reversal. We should see a move up. Now, one thing I want to show you guys, which I use, is called super trend. I'm going to unhide it here. So super trend kind of
super awesome.
tells you good entry points for buying and selling. So if we go back now, remember again, nothing is 100%. Okay.
This is through TradingView.
This is through TradingView. Correct.
So viewers, if you want to get in on the super trend, this is available on TradingView.
Correct. If you have any questions, please reach out and comment. You can see here, there was a buy signal here, and you can see what had happened. It moved from right around 10,000, the end of the buy signal, 31,000. So it jumped up 20K. Then you have a sell signal. You can tell the sell signal here was wrong because it continued to go up. Buy signal comes in. So you can kind of see it's pretty right most of the time. I like to kind of look at it for a little more perspective. I don't really necessarily use it as a defining get in, get out. But let's look at currently what we have right now. We had a sell signal right at right here, right at 60,000. There was a sell signal. So if you follow the super trend, you'd be sitting pretty, cashed in, 14K, looking pretty nice. All right, let's move on. Other coin I want to talk about is Avalanche. Okay.
Well, Avalanche is coming.
Avalanche is coming. I'm going to hide the super trend for now. We'll come back to that later.
What's the sound an avalanche makes?
I think.
That's hot.
All right. That was so bad.
Can we never do that again, please?
That's
So
hot.
two important support levels for Avalanche. You got one, which is at right now, $80. If we break under 80, the next is going to be 61. We got a ton of resistance at 93. The next leg up is going to be 119. You can see the RSI on the bottom here is sitting right around 40. Now, this candle formation on the day chart, the very last one here, looking like a spinning top. And if you're not familiar with a spinning top is typically indecision in the market. Remember, each candle represents one day. What did the traders feel in that day? It's all about sentiment, right? People make decisions based off emotions, especially when it involves money. Okay?
So some big takeaways from, or one big news. So Avalanche is basically, or they're gonna allow minting of USDC, so Circle stable coin.
Amazing.
Basically their native support. Basically it is the most used stable coin on the Avalanche network at the moment. However, now you can mint the stable coins. So pretty cool.
I like it. Now, should we pull up Super Trend?
On Avalanche?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Look at that. If you're following the Super Trend, you would have sold right at $79. No, that's not right.
When's a super trend gonna tell me to buy?
$107. Well, if you watch the Super Trend, you're looking at, you would have gotten in at $12. $12. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, that's what we got for Avalanche. Anything else you want to add, Rob, before I move on to the last coin?
I'm Gucci.
Gucci. All right. The last one we're going to do a little dive on is going to be Solana. Ugh. It's ugly. It's really ugly. You see it got an all-time high and it immediately got rejected. Now, Solana.
All-time high, 220. Is that what it was?
260.
260.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
So it started to test it again here. You kind of came down. You could see.
Do you think these
nope.
all-time highs are blow-off tops for the
bull market?
for the end of the bull market, and now we're in a bear market?
You have to zoom out.
I want to say yes. So if I switch this to the weekly chart and I shrink this down.
Yeah. You know, I could see us looking back at this chart 3 years from now and being
Saying it
like,
was a
that was the
blowout top.
top of the 2020 market.
Yep. I mean, you look at Ave, it got
2021.
all the way up to like $700, $800, and now it's back down to 162. So
But don't let the bear market fool you. This is the time to buy
not financial advice.
crypto on discount, baby.
So now, as far as support, you got a ton of support at 145, 154. We kind of broke it. We're staying close to the 154. The most important thing when something breaks support is how long does it stay under? Is it going to continue to tank, or does it dip a little under, come right back, dip a little under, stay within $1 or $2? If it does that, tells you the support is strong. As far as resistance on Solana, we're looking at $230. And RSI 32. It's being oversold right now. So if you're a believer in Solana long term, and you don't believe we're in a bear market, I believe we're in a bear market, this might be a decent time to get in. Not financial advice.
Also, another thing to take away from Solana, they just launched a $150 million fund to boost GameFi on Solana. GameFi is their gaming department, which is their stab at NFTs and other NFT-based games and metaverse-based games. This is actually their second round they're doing for the gaming sector. They also had a $100 million fund launched in November with FTX. So basically, they are focusing a lot of their fundraising to NFTs and the gaming space. So something to get excited about. And when Metaverse comes, your boys will set it up real pretty.
Now, let's look at the last candle we got here. This last the last red one. Now, depending on at market close today, which is at 5 o'clock, this is either going to be a spinning top, which again means indecision, or it'll become a long-legged doji. Now, long-legged dojis are most significant during strong uptrends or downtrends.
Dogecoin?
No, doji.
Dogecoin?
Follow.
Okay.
Possible reversal if this becomes a long-legged doji. What we need to happen is for that body, the thick part of the candle, to slim back down to essentially just a thin line. That'll turn it into a long-legged doji. What this means is supply and demand are nearing equilibrium, and a possible reversal can happen. So, yeah, we'll see. Let's turn on the super trend here. Told you to sell. Still in sell mode right now. Volume is kind of tapering down a little bit. So, but here's what I like seeing on this chart right here. If you look at these wicks, you look at the wick here, the wick here, the wick there. What that tells me is there was a ton of sell pressure that pushed the price down, but buying pressure came back and pushed it back up on the close. So to me, that's a bullish sign, even though we're trending down. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I got for market analysis. Robin, you want to add anything else?
No, that's it.
No?
We Gucci.
We Gucci. Wait, why can't we say like we're Burberry? Like Gucci gets too much love already.
I actually, funny story here. When I was in high school, I had a Burberry sweater, and I was at a party, and I said, we were making fun of people's outfits, and I was like, well, I got this Blueberry sweater, and everybody was laughing their ass at me.
I can see that.
Even my girlfriend at the time was like, bah, he's a Blueberry. Anyways,
Yeah.
from that point forward, that has been stuck in my head. I've never purchased another Burberry anything,
Do you still eat blueberries?
and I still love blueberries, yes.
Uh-huh.
I do purchase blueberries, yes.
Fair enough.
Big supporter, a lot of antioxidants.
Okay. What do we got left for the show, Carl?
Well, we just got some important announcements for tomorrow. We're going to have somebody finally pop our couch cherry. We're going to have our first interviewee there that we're going to have. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. This person is kind of a novice in crypto, but gets a chance to sit in our studio and learn a little bit about it. So for those of you at home that feel like Maybe you're novices and want to learn a little bit more about this space or how we kind of research things and approach it from our perspective, make sure you tune in tomorrow.
Cool.
But that's all of our show for today. So
All right.
as always, thanks so much for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you tomorrow at 11.
See you later, guys. Take care.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.